Hello everyone, welcome to The Green Man for another Wheel of Time themed video, the second in recent weeks, following on from my kind of thoughts on the upcoming TV series, talking about casting choices and my thoughts on how the episode titles may match what they do in the TV series. This time around I'm going to cover my thoughts on the trailer which I've seen recently released by Amazon, and we sort of get 2 minutes or so of some pretty interesting shots and quotes, sequences and scenes of what may be some of the the cities that we get to see. So some really interesting reveals as well that kind of give us an idea perhaps of the sort of series we're going to get, although it can be hard to read too much into a trailer because I think until you've seen one episode, or it's hard to make too much judgments, but we can read into some of the things I think of the trailer, and some of my thoughts on the trailer itself as well. I will share. So we kind of begin. I won't do too detailed a breakdown. I could really go into a super detailed breakdown here, but I think I've kind of watched it. I'm going to just share my thoughts. There are some detailed things here that I'm going to share, but I've not kind of done it shot by shot, detail by detail here, but I tried to cover as much as I could, having watched the trailer earlier today. So it starts off with Nynaeve pushing Egwene off that cliff edge into the body of water below, and thought that looked pretty good actually. I thought that was a good start to the trailer. And I liked the appearance of Nynaeve, and I liked the appearance of Egwene, and for me it was actually one of the slightly more promising parts of the trailer. I don't know if any of you guys felt that, but I liked that beginning. I liked the monologue we go into with Moiraine, which is the sort of one of the main quotes from the books which you get at the start of each book. The Wheel of Time turns, ages come and pass, all the rest of that, which was kind of the voiceover whilst we get to see more scenes from the TV series in the kind of first half of this trailer. Really feels like there's some scenic shots going on there. I think of Tar Valon perhaps. We go inside, I think, the tower, and see all these different Ajahs with their different colours, and Siuan Sanche as well, the Amyrlin Seat, which I really liked. I think they've clearly taken some time and care and attention. For me, the Aes Sedai are one of my favourite aspects of the entire Wheel of Time series. I think it's really important that they get them right, because for me, a lot of the best moments in the series surround the Aes Sedai, or the Aes Sedai plot developments, the Aes Sedai politics, their different ways with the different colours of this great sort of grand society that they all have. I really look forward to seeing those moments in this. So that was quite promising as well. So far I've not really sort of even touched on any criticisms yet, but I'm going to come to those. We do get some brief shots of Mat and Perrin and Rand, but it's all rather brief with those characters actually. There's a lot more on sort of Aes Sedai, on Moiraine, on Siuan, I've noticed in this trailer. There were moments, sort of brief moments, with Mat, Perrin and Rand, but not for long, which is interesting. It suggests maybe the weight of this series is more on the Aes Sedai side, which is an interesting direction to take this in. But it didn't feel like, as a trailer, it was particularly advertising. You just kind of saw almost like these, suddenly they're there. Are they super key in the way that they're going to tell this story, this TV series? Just interesting. We actually then start to get I think a monologue from Michael McElhatton's character Tam, and then we start, I think after that we get the sort of a battle scene. Siuan Sanche saying the last battle is coming. A cut to somewhere in here was cut to a Myrddraal, which looks pretty good. And then a sort of Moiraine sort of dealing with all these things around her with her powers. Now, one thing I certainly wasn't as keen on was some of the CGI here. just something. I mean, some people might say they think it's amazing, but for me, I just don't think it looked particularly realistic. I know this is fantasy. I know you're all going to say, but it's fantasy. It's not going to look very realistic. But I don't know. I kind of wanted to see Aes Sedai powers look quite menacing, quite realistic, and I'd rather have that than overdone CGI. Personally, I don't know what you guys think. Feel free to say in the comments. I want my Aes Sedai powers to look as realistic as they possibly can. Weaves of air, weaves of this. I still think they could do something a bit different. Maybe more emphasis on sound effects and all this kind of. I don't know for sure, but I didn't really like that look towards the end of the trailer with Moiraine and the powers. And for me, it just it didn't quite work. It didn't quite work. So slight concern there with effects, really, I think. But on the whole, quite a good trailer. Left with some, slightly mixed feelings, some worries. All the cast, having me said in my previous video, it's a young cast. Well, they don't look that young in this trailer. They actually look, they're kind of in their middle 20s, and that's obviously very different from the ages of the Emond's Field 5 when we start out the story of the Wheel of Time, I think. And it's sort of, there are a few things that just, I don't mind deviations from the stories as such, but too much. There were just a few things that just rang like alarm bells at this stage, but it's always never going to quite be, it's never going to be identical to the books. They are going to have to take it in a slightly different direction to kind of make it work with a wide audience, and to put it into 60-minute length episodes, or however long the episodes are. So that's my thoughts on the Wheel of Time trailer. Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments. Do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, or you want to watch other videos I post on this channel, which range from stuff like this, to sci-fi to horror, and lots of music coverage. I do a lot of album reviews on this channel too. Otherwise, hope you have all good evenings. Hope you all have good evenings. Take care, everybody. See you next time.